do PBNs still work today? Are they still a viable strategy? Well, the truth is, guys, PBNs have not changed whatsoever. The strategy for building them, managing them, using them, and everything is all pretty much the same. The only thing that's massively changed is that outreach links and guest posts and things like that have become so easy to scale, build up, and acquire today that it's kind of replaced PBNs, because you don't need to go out there and spend hundreds of dollars to build up a site or buy a domain, then build up the site with all the content, then manage it, and then have to do this every single month to continually manage your site and then build new ones to expand your network and acquire more links. Whereas with guest posts, you can literally just email a few sites, offer them, $100, whatever, and just buy a link basically that's gonna last forever, right? No ongoing maintenance, whatever. It's gonna last forever once that link has been acquired. And even if you're not building your own PBN, then you've got to go ahead and rent links for, like $30, $40, $50, $60 a month, potentially even more, right? So a lot of people have shifted their strategy from using PBNs to guest posts and, whatever you, like link insertions, whatever you want to call those other types of links, where you're just paying for a link to be added in an old piece of content. And that is a super great strategy, and it's working extremely well. I'm not here to say that you shouldn't be doing that. You should go back to PBNs. That's dumb, okay? That strategy works really, really well. What I want to say, and the reason for creating this video, is to discuss the viability of using PBNs today. And the truth is, PBNs still work extremely well. In fact, they haven't changed in that respect, okay? They still work extremely well. They're still extremely powerful. They're still arguably about as good a link as you can get, or at least easily. So they still work extremely well. And I want to bring it up because the question really is, should you still be using PBNs? Or am I, at least, I can only share what I'm personally doing, am I still using PBNs? And the answer is yes. And there's two reasons for this, and there's two use cases for PBNs. Technically three, but we'll get into it, right? So number one is that PBNs are, again, as mentioned before, super powerful links. They're very powerful links, and that's really a good reason to be using them, right? You can go out there and build a guest post and everything there, but you create a guest post on the site, it's probably not going to have any links or not going to acquire any links unless you create a really, really good piece of content, which you can do, but it's not what most of us are doing. We're creating good enough content and just doing it to get the links on niche relevant, hopefully decent enough sites, right? And then on top of that, you got your link insertions, whatever you want to call that type of link, right? And you go out there and you pay them, hey, you've got this old piece of content, it's relevant to my site, let me throw you, again, $80, $100, whatever, to insert a link within this to my site, okay? And that works too, and that's also what you may find there is they already have links to that content, so then you're getting a semi-decent page linked to you with some power behind it. But again, it's not really going to match a PBN. A PBN is going to be a site or a domain that you buy that's going to have, 30, 50, 100, 200, 1,000 referring domains, most of which will go to the homepage, and then you're linking from the homepage to your site with unlimited control, essentially. So PBNs are really super powerful links, and if you want to boost up kind of your domain authority, they're really, really effective for basically just powering up your site and powering up your rankings site-wide, right? So really, really good strategy, as they have always been. That's not suddenly changed or anything like that. It's exactly the same as it was. The other reason you may want to use PBNs, though, is that they can also be super effective for diversifying. So if you go back a couple years or so, my strategy was using PBNs, one, for the power aspect. And as mentioned before, that's what we discussed, right? But number two, also for diversifying. So not only do we use them with targeted anchors to power up the site, we also use them to diversify the link profile and the anchor text. Now, what do I mean by that? Obviously, with PBNs, it's all homepage to homepage links. So you still want to build other types of links. And today, this is even more important. And that's why we still encourage today, including your guest posts and everything like that, to mix up that strategy. Sorry, I switched arms there. But what you also can use PBNs for, which is really great, is for building some inner page links. So you can actually build up some links to other pages that aren't going to commonly get linked to, and also for mixing up your anchor text, because they're really decent links firstly, but also they're really great for full control. So you can mix up, you don't want to pay $100 for an anchor text that says click here or something like that, but you can use your PBN for some stuff like that, for some kind of mixed up anchor text, especially on those inner pages, which is really great for. So what I'm using PBNs for today, to make this as short and simple as possible, is one, super powerful links to mix up your guest posts, and that's like outreach links. So you're still using them there for the power aspect, because they're really, really effective for that purpose, as in adding a surge of link juice to your site. A very, very powerful link. But number two is for diversifying your link profile. So mixing up your anchor text and things like that. So a little bit of diversification in there. But there is an additional case, and is essentially the same reason you're going to use the power aspect. So it's a really powerful link, but rather than send it directly to your money site, you're diverting it through a tier 1 link. So guest posts are FN, again, everyone's using them today, myself included. But on top of that, rather than just going out there and creating this piece of content and having this guest post out there, you can also go ahead and build links to it to then power up a little bit. So you can do that with a PBN. You can go out there and build a few PBN links to your guest posts to power them up even further. And on that topic, right, we just released a lifetime PBN link service, meaning you can pay us as little as $15 to $18, and we will build a link on our PBN that's going to remain there forever. And what's going to happen is it will stay on the homepage for about 2 to 4 weeks, maybe longer, and then it's going to drop off on the homepage. It will still remain on the site, and it's still going to have internal links. But basically, you get a lifetime link from our PBN to your, basically anything. Obviously, we recommend that you use it either for guest posts, and you power up your guest posts and your tier 1, like powerful but more trusted, a little bit more white hat links. Or number 2 is diversification, and you diversify either your links in terms of building some inner page links to different pages that you wouldn't normally get links to, or number 2 is you use it to mix up your anchor text, right? But that is the purpose and why PBNs are still being used today, and why I'm still using them, and how I recommend using them if you want to use them in your strategy still. Now, if you want to completely cut out PBNs and not use them whatsoever anymore, that is fine too. You don't need to use PBNs anymore, but they still have their place, especially when it comes to adding a powerful link, and that can be either directly at your site or via a guest post or other type of link. They're a very, very effective strategy still, so I'm still using them. And if you look at most top SEOs that are in the more gray hat space, you'll see most of them are still using PBNs in their strategy. It's not the same as before, it's not 100% PBNs, but it's still forming part of that strategy. So that's basically what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to mention our brand new service that just come out, and I also just wanted to talk about whether or not PBNs still have their place in an SEO strategy today, which I believe is yes, and I'm still using them, and it's still successful. But some people may disagree, and that's totally fine. You can share your thoughts in the comment section below. There's even some people out there that are still using like 100% PBNs. Would I advise it? Not really. I'd advise getting on those like outreach links, but it works, okay? And it's working for them, and good for them. But that's basically my thoughts on using PBNs today. Use it as part of your strategy. Don't use it as an exclusive. Don't use it as an exclusive type of link. But go out there and use other types of links, and then power up with the PBNs, either the money site directly, or by powering up those guest posts and other more trusted links. All right. So that's all I wanted to share today. Hope that helps, and I'll see you in the future videos.